Throughout human history, the moon has been a silent witness to our triumphs and tragedies. But on rare nights, it transforms into something haunting, glowing blood red in the sky. To some, it was a message from the gods. To others, it was a tool for survival. And in modern times, it has even revealed the power of the universe itself. This is the story of the blood moon. Throughout history, the mysterious glow of a blood moon has stirred fear, wonder, and prophecy. Seen as a sign of doom by some and a marvel of nature by others, it has marked turning points in human destiny. Let's have a look at some of the most famous events linked to the blood moon. The blood moon and the fall of Constantinople, 1453. It was May 1453. The mighty walls of Constantinople, once thought unbreakable, trembled under the thunder of Ottoman cannons. For nearly 7 weeks, Sultan Mehmed II's army, over 100,000 strong, had encircled the Byzantine capital. Inside the city, barely 7,000 defenders clung to hope, led by the last emperor, Constantine XI. Food was running scarce, morale was crumbling, and every prayer was desperate. Then, on the night of May 22nd, the heavens themselves seemed to turn against the Byzantines. A total lunar eclipse spread across the sky, and the moon rose, blood red, above the battered city. To astronomers today, it was simply Earth's shadow passing across the lunar face. But to those trapped within the walls, it was an omen written by God. Ancient Byzantine prophecies had long foretold that when the moon turned crimson, the empire would fall. Fear swept through the city like wildfire. Soldiers whispered that the end was near. Citizens wept, convinced that divine judgment had come. Even the emperor, though determined to fight to the last, could not escape the shadow of prophecy. The Ottomans, however, saw the eclipse as a sign of victory, a celestial blessing for their cause. Morale soared in Mehmed's camp as he prepared for the final assault. And when, just 7 days later, on May 29th, Ottoman troops stormed through a breach in the walls, Constantinople fell. The 1,000-year-old Byzantine Empire was no more, and the world had changed forever. To the Ottomans, the blood-red moon was destiny fulfilled. To the Byzantines, it was the final omen written in the sky. The blood moon of 1504, Columbus's lunar trick. Half a century after Constantinople's fall, the blood moon appeared again, this time not as an omen of doom, but as a lifeline for survival. It was 1504. Christopher Columbus, on his fourth and final voyage, found himself stranded on the island of Jamaica. His ships were too damaged to sail, his men were exhausted, and their supplies had run out. For months, they relied on the generosity of the Taino people, who provided food and shelter. But as time dragged on, the patience of the islanders wore thin. The relationship turned tense. The Taino began to refuse further help, leaving Columbus and his crew desperate, even on the edge of starvation. But Columbus had something the Taino did not: an astronomical almanac containing precise calculations of celestial events. It revealed that on February 29th, 1504, a total lunar eclipse would take place. Columbus saw his chance. Summoning the island leaders, he issued a chilling warning. If they did not continue to feed him and his men, his god would show his anger by making the moon vanish from the sky. The Taino listened with suspicion until night fell. As the Earth's shadow slowly crept across the moon, the glowing orb dimmed, darkened, and then turned blood red. Terror swept through the village. The Taino cried out, believing the foreigners' god had swallowed the moon in rage. They rushed to Columbus, begging him to restore the light. Columbus, with calculated drama, retreated to his tent, pretending to pray. In reality, he was simply waiting, and when the eclipse ended, the moon slowly returned to its silver glow. To the Taino, it was a miracle. To Columbus, it was survival. From that moment on, the islanders willingly supplied food until rescue finally came months later. With nothing but knowledge of the skies, Columbus turned a blood moon into a weapon of persuasion and ensured his survival. The 2019 blood moon meteor strike, January 21st, 2019. Across the Americas and Europe, millions of people gazed upward in awe at the super blood wolf moon, a rare total lunar eclipse when Earth's shadow paints the moon in deep crimson. As families watched with telescopes and cameras, something extraordinary happened. A sudden, brilliant flash of light appeared along the moon's edge, lasting only a fraction of a second. At first, many thought it was just a camera glitch, but astronomers soon confirmed the truth. They had just witnessed a meteorite slamming into the moon in real time. The tiny space rock, roughly the size of a football, was traveling at over 61,000 kilometers per hour. Upon impact, it released the energy of several hundred kilograms of TNT, carving out a fresh crater nearly 15 meters wide. What made this event historic wasn't the impact itself. Meteors strike the moon regularly. It was the timing. This was the first impact ever recorded live during a lunar eclipse, witnessed by ordinary people and scientists alike. The blood moon had turned into a stage for cosmic violence. As millions admired the moon's eerie glow, nature reminded us of the universe's raw power. The blood moon is not only a symbol in our myths and histories, but also a living witness to the endless drama of space.